get down tonight. 'Cause it's always a good time.
Good morning and good night. I wake at the twilight.
It's gonna be alright. We don't even have to try. It's always a good time.
That's Good Time by Owl City and Carly Rae Jepsen. Goodness, all sorts of stuff going on there. Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day as always. Going to do a quick show on trying to focus on having it all ready. This is going to be a key to making things manifest quicker for sure. But on top of that, also kind of keeping yourself in a better, happy mindset, which is also going to help manifest it quicker. But on top of that, you're going to feel better during the whole process. So again, just to kind of reiterate, when we create the imaginal work within ourselves, again, we're using the same part of our brain that creates memories, right? So we're creating this imaginal work, and Goddard states, the creator within us creates it outside of us. Law of attraction's totally on board with this whole concept as well. So again, once it's real inside of us and that's been projected out, it's just a matter of time before this comes to our being, comes to our possession, right? And what so many of us make the mistake of doing is we focus on where we're at right now. And I've talked about this plenty, and I'll talk about it more. But we spend a lot of time looking at where I'm at right now or what hasn't occurred right now. And really the entire trick, the goal, the one, I mean, when you're dealing with where you're at right now, trying to focus on what you do have going for you right now, always going to feel a lot better because there's a lot of great things that all of us have going on in our lives. Now, if that's not the case, then yes, we've got serious bouts of depression and things need to be looked at from a slightly different angle altogether. But that being said, normal, everyday, everybody's kind of got their moments of doubt, their moments of whatever. It's important to remember that, we've got all sorts of wonderful things occurring for us simultaneously. And we have this wonderful event that is off in the wherever it's coming. It's on its way. It's creating itself. So all these things are at work for us. But so many of us get stuck kind of looking at what we don't have right now or how we are currently without what we're trying to manifest. And on top of making you feel bad when you do this, right? Because we start spinning ourselves down this whole path of, I don't have it, it doesn't exist, it's horrible, life sucks, all this, right? Instead of going down that path, which we tend to, on top of that, you're actually reaffirming to the universe that you don't have it. So you begin to create that paradox. You begin to create that it's out there waiting for you. It's in your escrow, if you will, right? But you keep telling universe, no, it's not here yet. No, it's not here now. No, it's not here now. Or that will be here one day. Or that will be here someday. When we say things along those lines even, again, it's mind calisthenics, or it's kind of sort of a trick, if you will. But a lot of times it's in process. That's why I'm very fond of that term. It's in process because it is. And it doesn't necessarily say that it's going to be tomorrow. And it doesn't necessarily say that it'll be a week from now. And it doesn't necessarily say that it's not right now. But it's in process. It's happening. It's occurring. And again, when we get lost and we go down these paths of, I don't have it right now, it's not existing right now for me, it's not in my life right now, I haven't manifested it yet, what am I doing wrong? Let me manifest a sign to show me that it's on its way. First off, when we do that, and I've played around with signs plenty, but when we do it from that standpoint, please, universe, give me a sign to show me this is happening. Again, what you're telling the universe is, universe, I don't believe this is happening. I know I've done all this work, and I know I, quote, tell everybody I believe in law of attraction, but I don't actually believe this is going to happen. So do me a favor and give me a sign that will demonstrate that this is going to happen. Again, when we're asking for things like that, we are, in fact, telling the universe, I don't believe I'm getting it. I would like you to kind of help nudge me along. Now, we're going to have our moments from here and there where we may doubt, may question, but if we're doing this on a regular basis, give me a sign, and then tomorrow it's give me a sign, and then tomorrow it's give me a sign, you're really spinning your wheels in a lot of ways, and you obviously don't believe in what's going on. So, again, we got to try to go back a step then if you're still having a struggling believing that this is going to occur. Again, once it's real inside your head, it's real. And it's just, again, an issue of how long between right this second and when I'm standing within it, right? And of course, we can use that I remember when as a good time. I remember when I didn't have it. I remember when I was imagining it. I remember when I was starting to create this. And here it is. Here I am right now. So again, seeing things as happening, knowing for sure that they're happening, is an enormous difference. And then when we have moments, for example, where it seems like something is screwy is happening right now. Maybe the person you're interested in is going on a date and you've somehow found out about it because you're still stalking them on Facebook even though you're not supposed to. So because of this interesting information that you've now come across, knowing full well that in the end, it's you and this person, right? You and him, you and her, together. In the end, that's what's going to happen. So when you see these moments of things that are like, this doesn't fit into that mold, go, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out, because ultimately, where I know I'm going and where I know I'm getting to, this obviously can't continue. He's not going to continue to date her. So I wonder what he's going to gain from this and how this is going to help shape things. Maybe it's preparing him for me. Maybe it's helping teach him. Again, when you know for fact that your thing's coming and then you see something that's like, that's when you realize, okay, well, this is obviously something that needs to happen. This is obviously a gift and it's in a funky form. And it's going to show me or them or someone things that we need to see to make this outcome a better reality, a quicker reality, a more possible reality. Because again, there's always things that many of us have to try to go through, try to step through, try to learn from on this process of finding our specific people or love in general. And probably lastly, an important thing is spend a decent amount of time thinking about how it's going to feel when you finally have manifested this, when you guys are finally together, when you're embracing. Imagine that feeling. Imagine how that's going to feel when you're holding each other, when they're, her hair's in your, face, or your nose is in their neck, or, imagine how it's going to feel when you wrap around them and you're squeezing them tightly, and, all of the great things. And maybe if it's the guy of his big arms and his strength and the strength of his back as you've got your arms wrapped around him, like, imagine how that's going to feel. Imagine how that makes you feel emotionally. Try to remember that feeling often. That feeling is powerful. That feeling is a creative feeling. That feeling is bringing about your outcome that you desire. So trying to get yourself into that place of feeling that way a little more often is going to be huge in making big steps towards getting you to your final outcome. Hopefully this helps. Try to do a quicker show for you. It's certainly, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out for everybody. But I do think this is going to make an enormous difference in the big picture when you're trying to manifest, trying to keep yourself in the right place, and trying to do it quickly. This is kind of really what needs to happen. You really need to put this focus and get these things going. Know what's happening for sure. Then when you see weird things go on, you're like, well, okay, I'll see how this plays out. It's beautiful how it does when you take it down that road. Going out with a song by Jack Johnson. It's called Better Together. It's Dan RadioStyle.
I can try for your heart and our dreams, and they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart, like why are we here and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're